welcome to Social. I'm Christine Gritmon, of course, Christine Gritmon Inc. Social Media, and I am here with a very special guest, my friend Maria Whittingham of Maria Luisa
Hello.
and ML by Maria Luisa here in Nyack. And Maria Luisa has been in Nyack for 30 years, the store. It used to be in a different location, and when did it move here?
We moved to this location about 7-8 years ago. or so.
Okay. And was that also when ML opened?
No, MO opened about 9 years ago, and then
Okay.
we moved 8 years ago to the location next door.
Oh, got it. All right. I love both. At
Thank
first I was
you.
like, why are there two? They're kind of, but then, I mean, they've got slightly
they're
different feels.
Different. What I found was when we had Maria Luisa and we incorporated some of the items that we now have at ML, they got lost within the mix. So having a separate location where they can be highlighted and really get their just showcase made sense.
Yeah. Because they're kind of a little funkier, a little more playful.
They're a little bit more playful. They are, they sort of stand alone, you know. It's not necessarily an outfit, but it's something that besides being an accessory, it's a sort of a special piece on its own. So, and in the mix of the whole store and with clothing and footwear, sometimes some of those pieces don't get the dignity and show that they truly deserve.
When you have such a variety of stuff, even though everything's very, hand selected and the stores are very well laid out, the fact is, sometimes but there's a lot of stuff. Sometimes
There's a
you
lot
miss
of
things.
stuff, and sometimes you have to separate it so they get highlighted, get to showcasing.
To that end,
Yes.
another place that you showcase some of these special items is on your social media channels. You have hi Kathy, that's my sister who's watching. My
Hi,
kids,
Kathy.
hi Kathy, and hi my kids. So you are really, really great at especially compared to some of the small businesses around here. You're really great at embracing digital.
Thank you.
You have a web store, a fully functional web
We do.
store, and you have great social media channels. So I would love to talk to you about that. How long have you had a web store, first of all? Because I imagine first you had kind of a website, and then you made the move to store.
So we've had a website a web store for some time. However, we've had the most recent version of our web store, less than a year. And it is new, it has the whistles, it picks up information. But as a web store, we've had variations of the web store probably for the last 5 years.
Did you start with like a partial selection and then move to the...
When we started with the website, yes, it was a partial selection. Now, our website is completely connected to our point of sale system. So we no longer have to update, make sure that when we sell items, they are in stock, which is always...
That matters.
I really hope we have all of them in stock.
Yes.
So now it's all integrated. It works well. If there's something out of stock, it will tell the customers out of stock. So if they choose to order it, they know that there's going to be some lead time for it to arrive. So, and that's been good.
That's fantastic, and it's very handy. It
is.
And I hope it's been opening up your business to people who aren't necessarily in or around Nyack.
Absolutely. I find that a lot of our web customers are from out west and from other locations. We also have our store customers who shop on the website and send gifts and gift cards and all of that. But we actually have unique new customers that are coming to the website because of the specific product. Because what I'm finding right now is that we're selling very specific products in our website that customers are looking for and they just can't find, and then they come to.
Like what sorts of things?
Brands. Clothing. A lot of clothing, footwear, gift items, sure, but we do really well with our ready-to-wear, cut loose, comfy.
You've gotten me
are
addicted
probably,
to cut loose. This is cut
Yes.
loose, this dress, and I have it in 2 colors.
and it's available in many more.
And I have a very similar one that is long sleeve
Yes.
because it's the softest thing
It's a
in
great,
the universe.
great. It is. You can wear that year round. It's great. But anyway, yes, we're getting customers who are finding us as a supplier for the brands they love, and they're coming back.
That's helpful.
It is.
And I imagine also as your social media presence, gets kind of a following, I'm sure people are like, oh, I wish that store were near me. Oh, wait, I can buy it online.
Exactly. And more of that is happening. And also, people who come for a visit and they're from out west or Canada or someplace else, and they ask, do you have a website? And we say, yeah, it's great. And they, many have actually then gone back and ordered. And it's kind of cool. You know, I have a history of them in the store because they've been in the store on their visits. And now they're shopping from back home. And they're buying gifts for others
that
and
is
having
very
to ship
helpful.
it to them.
That is very helpful.
As well, yes.
Yeah. Now, I know that the website and your social media channels, it's all both of the stores together, right? It's all Maria Luisa and ML by Maria Luisa.
Correct.
Did you consider splitting them out at all, or was it always both?
Well, initially, some of the earlier websites, we did have it separated. You went into a site and you went into one store or the other. But truthfully, the way I see it, there are two areas of the business.
Yep.
So when you're looking into a category, you can find it in both. And it's actually limiting to separate them, because when you separate it, you're actually leaving options out.
Yeah.
And it's limiting the choices for the customers. It's limiting our potential for sales as well. So we found and agreed that it made more sense to treat it as one. Talk about what it does, commitment, and so forth, and leave it at that. Because while ML is a very conscious store, it does not mean that Maria Luisa is not.
Yeah, because that's always been a part of your brand.
So when we purchase product, its origin, who we're dealing with, what they do for those communities are very important. Really important. Relationships are key. If there isn't that integrity that I can feel, I'm not likely to do business with that vendor. Yeah. So it's not limiting the idea of being responsible to just one of those outlets. We're equally responsible.
Yeah.
And they kind of add on and on. Even in the store, when we sell, we often sell from both stores. You know, let me get something that actually works with that.
Yeah.
I mean, just take a minute and I'll bring you some options, or vice versa. So it's all complementary. So it's really like two departments. Ideally, there'll be an opening between the well, which is still a dream of mine. But until that happens, we'll just walk around and work it out. And it's also one point of sale system.
Oh,
again,
yeah. So
and in the beginning, we had 2 points of sale systems. Now it's all integrated. So if someone says, "But I saw this next door, and I'm wondering if you have it in this color and size," we can go right into our system and look it up. We can sell it right there and then, and then pick it up.
Very helpful.
So yeah, it's all integrated. Integration made sense.
And I know that one thing that I really love that you have on your social media feeds, especially Instagram. Lindsay's been doing, I think, most of them. Lindsay and
shout
Julie.
out to Lindsay and
Owen
Julie.
and Julie. I forgot Julie's last name. Beckerman. They're both amazing, and they do these ML faves kind of little collections.
Correct.
I really love the way they do it, because the fact is there is a lot of stuff in these stores. Again, it's not a jumble. It's very nicely laid out, but the fact is there's so much that you could miss things. And if I see, and they do really nice collections where they put a bunch of stuff together that just works so nicely, a nice little vignette. And so you see, oh, that thing is there. I have shopped from those before, meaning not literally. I can't. Although that's something you can set up on Instagram now. But I've shopped from them before. I've seen something in those, and I've saw. I have to find that. There was a black and white striped dress, I think, in one of the most recent ones. Yes. And as soon as this is over, I'm going to go find it.
Yes. And we integrate product from both of the storefronts.
Yes.
For those vignettes.
Yeah.
Because they complement each other and it all works. It's one story.
Yes.
We just happen to have 2 storefronts at this point. So Lindsay is a maven at this. She really captures, she has a good eye. So her composition is always beautiful.
I might actually have Lindsay on at some point. She's an Instagram master.
She happens to be driving to Vermont right now, which is why she's not here. But if you're out there, Lindsay, hi Lindsay. We love you. So she loves it. She loves it, and she likes this challenge. She loves to see our followers grow.
Yeah.
And
she has fun with it.
She has total fun with it.
You can tell.
And it's so good not to have to worry about it myself any longer.
Yes.
It really is.
Though you are very aware. Like you're not a business owner who says, you know what, I have people who know how to do this. You know how to do it yourself very well too.
I do, and I do.
So you
do
really
it.
understand it.
Yes. No, I also do it and back it up.
Yeah.
But having somebody on your team who not only is willing and able to do it so well, it just takes so much pressure off an owner who's doing a zillion other things as well.
Every business owner, especially when so much of yourself is in the brand, literally your name is on the brand. I mean, you wish you could clone yourself, I'm sure. So being able to trust someone who can do it the way you would do it is fantastic.
And the way that Julie and Lindsay work, it's also wonderful because they're so committed and they brainstorm every single week. And they come up with ideas. They develop the hashtag ML faves. They come up with ideas for Instagram where if you take a photo of yourself on a Maria Luisa at the hashtag, we give you a little bonus, so
I gotta do one of those again.
You should.
I do it sometimes.
It's very, very user-friendly, and I love it when I walk in and they're so engaged in conversation on how to make it better.
Yes, and Julie also has fun with it, even with her own Instagram. I follow Julie herself on Instagram, and she's repping the brand because you can tell that she works here because she's a fan.
100%.
And that makes such a difference in how you represent a brand.
And that makes a huge difference on how you as a team, your teams actually take on the brand and they live the brand and they represent the brand without selling. You're not selling. You're representing. You're representing your brand. It's where you spend most of your time, right?
Yeah.
So if you love it and you respect it and you want to share it, all the better for the business and the brand.
Absolutely.
Sure. And I'm fortunate enough to have that.
Yes.
Yes.
And you were smart enough to find that.
Yes. to recognize it. Yes.
Now, let's get a little bit more into kind of your social media strategy. So you are on Facebook and Instagram. Are you on any other platforms at the moment?
We're on Twitter. We don't do a lot direct in Twitter at all, although we do. Instagram does feed to Twitter.
Yeah.
And Facebook.
Yeah. Although the problem with things that feed to Twitter is that the image doesn't come. You have to click for the image, which is kind of a pain. Twitter. Yes. I would love it if Twitter fixed that. I don't think they're going to because the whole point is they want you on the platform.
More often, exactly.
Can't really blame them, but it's unfortunate because it would make a lot of people's lives easier.
Absolutely. It's not currently our strongest platform,
but people can tag you.
Exactly.
I mean, that's one of the points of being on Twitter, honestly, is that so people can connect things to you. Now, Facebook and Instagram, how do you use them differently?
So let's see. We do daily posts on Instagram, 6 days a week, say, and then that feeds off to Facebook. Facebook, we use mostly for events, notices, sharing.
It's more communicative.
It's definitely, yes. So Instagram is more visual and hashtag heavy, I would say. And with Facebook, it's more it's like a more personal communication with our customers. And then it's also wonderful to see the feedback that comes back.
That's a good point.
Because you want that. You don't want to be speaking to yourself every day. You want to have develop conversation with others out there.
Have you noticed kind of a difference in not only audience interaction, but who the audience is between the platforms, or has it not been that clear?
Between the two?
Yeah.
I would say Facebook is very much our store audience, very much so, like almost full. 90-something% of our customers, in-store customers, are on our Facebook page, and plus others. Yep. In that case, and with Instagram, more of our customers. I mean, we're dealing with teens to 85, 90-year-old customers. So I see them daily joining Instagram and coming more into that platform. But for now, Facebook is where they are. and so is direct mailing. We have our e-newsletters and notices that we send out monthly, every other month or so. We try not to bombard anyone with too much mailing. Don't. But that's where actually we give a lot of news, where it's wordier, and you have pictures and links, and we can do a lot with that. We can keep everyone informed of what's happening in the store and the community. Share some good news. Highlight a person, a business, a
Promote
product.
the Women's Distance Festival
Women's Distance
July 8th,
Festival.
where
ML Faves by Maria Luisa.
ML Faves team is currently the largest team, and they're raising a ton of money
We're raising
for
money.
the Center for Safety and Change, and we love them.
And you can be a part of that. Just go into our website. There's a link on our 30th year anniversary. And
I'll put a link on this
donate money.
thread too, because in addition to obviously knowing Maria, I am on the board of Center for Safety and Change, which is the beneficiary of the race. I'm on the race committee, and I am also on the board of Rockland Business Women's Network, which is a gold sponsor.
yes, our competitor.
So, and I made a video of Maria that you
Yes.
should all check out on the Women's Distance Festival page. So I had to get that plug in there for
Totally.
sure.
But and I ran on the women's
I
business
know,
network
the
last year.
RBWN
Yes.
team last year. This year I'll be on that team, but I'll still be rocking my Maria Luisa necklace and my
Excellent.
Maria Luisa little
And
tattoo.
your tattoo. Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
my tattoo's on
Yes.
the table,
Okay.
but I'll be rocking that.
Yes, we'd
And
like
I'll
to
be
see
sweating
lots
it
of
off.
our tattoos that day.
Amen.
Yes.
So I guess what have you found to be among the most effective things you've done? And this is a tricky question, but among the more effective things you've done on social media that have resulted in actual conversion, actual business. I mean, maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's just your newsletter, but driving butts in the door.
Well, I would say all three. With more frequency on Instagram and Facebook, I would say those two have more of a payback because we do it more frequently.
Are there particular types of posts that have driven it, or
Yes.
any particular moments that stand out? Like, oh, that vignette that Lindsay did, everyone came in, or
Yes, a lot of the vignettes. I mean, I would just say most of the vignettes get a lot of attention, and someone will
Nice.
come in. I came in because I saw that post.
so the featured products
Yeah, featured
actually it
products.
does result in conversion. That's
Absolutely.
fantastic.
They absolutely result in conversions. And then in our website, on our newsletter, I'll often have links back to the website. So, and we can track that, of course. So we know what products are getting more attention, what products actually kind of converting into sales. So it's a good lesson for us also to know what to focus on, what gets people's attention.
Yeah.
Even with the messages, what are they clicking on to learn more about? And what
Are there
they not?
particular types of products or messages that convert better than others? That's a tricky question.
It's a tricky question, but yes, it's all about the image, the item, an embellished piece that has wonderful embroidery and colors will
Very
get more
unique.
hit. A beautiful leather bag in a color will get more. A really funky pair of boots or sandals, they will get a lot. So
So
it's
the
just,
very unique stuff you can't find anywhere else is really the stuff that makes people click, because instead of
Absolutely.
saying, oh, that's a nice idea, they say, it's not just a nice idea, I can't get that anywhere
exactly.
else.
It's almost kind of Pinterest
Yes.
in terms of the imagery.
And I was going to ask you, actually, if you guys are thinking about expanding into Pinterest, because they used to be very much, for ideas and not so much conversion. And I keep up on social media news every week, and every week there's something new lately about how Pinterest has been upping their conversion tools, their advertising. They have the Pinterest lens now, and you can shop on Pinterest. You can make a shop for yourself on Pinterest, which is crazy. It's like revolutionizing its platform. So is that a thought, or are you kind of going to focus where you focus?
So that is totally a thought. Taking each step as you go along, owning it, and then picking up something else. We do have a presence on Pinterest. We do have a Maria Luisa, shop Maria Luisa, and we update our web product onto our page. So
that's great.
That's something that as we add product to the website, they get pinned onto our
I like
into our
that.
page.
You can
also.
even do like a board for each one of those little daily pictures to be like,
Yes.
here's the products that are in this daily picture.
You're right,
you know,
and then
shop
some links.
here.
So that's something we're not in completely. That's something that I do want to consider because the the business of retail, brick and mortar, changes every day.
It does.
And you can't do less. You have to do more to stay at the same pace.
Yeah.
So it's all about staying aware. When I started with my first Facebook page, which was, I don't know, a decade or something. I can't remember how long it was. It's more than a decade.
But you were an early adapter.
I was an early adopter, yes. And I didn't know a whole lot, but you experiment, you search, you see what other people are doing. And in the early days, when you're an early adopter, you get a lot of presence.
Yes.
A huge amount of presence for nothing.
Yeah.
Because you've taken the plunge and done it. So
that was also back when organic reach did a bit more.
Exactly. Yes.
Pre-2012.
Yes, it has definitely changed.
Yes.
Definitely changed. But it's learning. It's something that I always want to learn.
Yes.
What else to do, what to. I always want to look really, not that I want to be a mega box store. That's not the point. Or work like they do and sell like they do. But on social media, you can look big. You can actually create a really professional presence, and as long as you deliver, you are big. You're a little big. You do what you have to do, but you can create that presence, a big presence, with just that commitment, involvement, and know-how. So it's something that we focus on quite a bit, and we work on daily.
I love that,
Yes.
especially since a lot of the brands, those little unique things that you've hand selected, a lot of those are smaller brands. And I know that I've seen stuff here, and I've wanted to, tag you in the picture, obviously, when I'm wearing it, but also tag the brand. And half the brands don't have an online presence because they're so small. And so you're also boosting the signal for them.
Right.
Which is really fantastic.
Absolutely. Fortunately, a lot of the socially conscious small brands are aware of that. So we're able to also tag them.
Yeah.
And mention them, and then they re-ram, and they like, and they share, and they do, and they comment.
And that's always fantastic.
And that's always a really good growth tool to get more followers, for sure.
Yeah.
And then there's and then there's who we follow. So having a good ratio, follower.
Do you engage as the brand on other profiles or anything?
We do, and we seek out others and like them.
Yeah.
And we find that when we do, they come back.
It's a very good way to
engage.
say, hey, I'm here.
Exactly, and then they engage.
You might like me.
And then they're back and forth. And so there's a store called Nyack in France. Okay? It's called Nyack. Same spelling. And so we like each other and we comment on each other. It's like just because they're both Nyack.
Yeah.
So little things like that develop relationships. And when I travel and I go into independent shops, and I like meeting the owners and the people and talking a little bit and doing an Instagram with them, and just sharing back and forth, staying in touch with some of my vendors. I mean, some of the vendors are kind of at a distance friends, but they're friends.
Yeah.
So we comment, we give feedback. We're always there to plug each other.
And that's really a big key that I think a lot of brands miss. They wonder why they're not getting that engagement, but they're not engaging back. They feel like, I have a profile, I'm putting my business's stuff out there, that's enough. But you do have to engage, and that is huge. I'm sure that's
you want a
spectacular
conversation.
part of your growth.
You really want a conversation. Otherwise, you're like, it's like location.
Which you also have.
You can, but you can put out those messages into a dark closet, and they're there, but nobody else does, and no one else is going to have anything to say on it because you're keeping it in a dark closet. And when you engage and don't seek out engagement, either by your method of posting or not providing interactive posts where it kind of calls for a response.
Yeah.
And you're very good at that.
Well, I love engaging. I made my addiction into my profession, social media. I'm there all the time anyway. If I didn't engage, that would be a little weird.
Absolutely. And I think that's a plus. Sometimes
Yeah.
you look at professionals and you look at their
Matters a
own,
lot.
and then you look at their own profile pages and so on and say, well, I'm not really sure if they're not taking the time on their own presentation.
Yeah.
What do I expect in return?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely take that time. You're very great at communicating not only what your brand is, but creating those relationships, and that's a huge part of what your
Relationships
brand
are
is.
everything. Yes.
Relationships
They
are
absolutely
everything.
are. Yes.
Well, this has been fantastic. Thank you very, very, very much
Thank you
for being
for
my
having
guest
me.
today.
It's been my pleasure.
Maria
Thank
Luisa,
you all
superstar.
for being a part of this.
And I'm going to put a link to the Women's Distance Festival in the comment
Yes.
thread because that is very important.
Absolutely.
July 8th, sign up to walk or run if you haven't already. I'm going to be like the last of the walkers to finish, but I don't care.
I doubt it, and it's
It's not about speed, it's about fun, and we're having a huge after party
Yes.
after with beer
Birthday
trucks.
cake, I think, too.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
Birthday cake
Yes.
for who?
Well, someone's turning 60 that day.
Who's turning
Yeah.
60 that day?
Somebody I know, and
Oh
you know
my
her
goodness.
also.
Ah,
Yes.
well, you gotta
So
find
come
out.
in and
And I'm sure I'll be live
Help
streaming
us-
from at least part of it.
we
'cause
need a lot of assistance
and
blowing
me.
60 candles.
blowing 60 candles.
And
That's
61,
tricky.
one for good luck.
Well, you've got a
Hopefully.
team of like a bajillion people.
We have
I'm sure they could help
64
you.
right now.
I
Yes.
love that you blew past that goal.
Yes.
And we have 2 weeks till the race, and there's a
Yes.
lot of late signups.
Oh, I know. I
So
also
that's
already other
fantastic.
people have been coming to me. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to sign up.
That's
So-
going to be awesome.
So let's aim for 70.
Fantastic.
6 more.
Fantastic. Let's aim for 120 now.
120,
That would be
yes.
a little nuts. All right. Well, thanks everyone. I do this live stream every Friday, usually around noon. And next Friday is actually Social Media Day. That is one of those fake internet holidays, but the fact is this one's been around since 2010. In the world of fake internet
Really?
holidays, that's like an old one.
Yes.
So June 30th, my sister's birthday, is also Social Media Day. So all these good things happen in my life on June 30th. So next Friday's show, I'm trying to put together something a little special. Like I may not be in Nyack, I might be in New York City.
Whoa.
We're gonna see what I can make happen for Social Media Day. I do usually prefer to keep my guests local because I'm all about the local love. But I think we're gonna have some surprises and tricks in store next Friday. So tune in. Thank you, and thank you, Maria Luisa
You're welcome.
Whittingham, and
Thank you.
mwah. Bye.
Mwah. Peace.